For the past 25 years, I've had personal experience with major media companies including 60 Minutes, the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, the New York Times, the Connecticut Post, the New Haven Register, and other small ones. I have studied this situation for 25 years, and my intentions are to expose a propaganda operation. I want to focus for a few minutes on three big stories. One is the Chesapeake Energy story and Aubrey McClendon. The other is the blow-up at JP Morgan Bank that broke loose this week. And the third is the Jon Corzine ripoff of the MF Global accounts before MF Global completely collapsed, that the media has covered up. So two stories. One is fresh, there's very little about it, the JP Morgan story, that they said they lost $2 billion and now it's up to $5 billion. The Chesapeake Energy story, which is a witch hunt based on one lie after the next that began on April 18th and has created over 1 billion shares of trading since then. A stampede of trades that have driven that stock down from 19 to 13 and change, closing at 14.36 on Friday. I want to include one other story, very big story, the Casey Anthony story. And the reason I want that story to be noticed by you is because Casey Anthony did things that was very obvious that she was guilty. She acted guilty. Everybody believed she was guilty. The media believed she was guilty. They convicted her before the trial. But throughout the trial, the media lied to their audience. I watched this entire trial on my computer so that I didn't have to watch these commercials, and I didn't have to be interrupted by the commercials. However, the judge had many bench conferences, at which time I would click on the TV to listen to these reporters, and that's where I heard one lie after the next. The point I want you to understand is that the media is the major problem that has destroyed this country, and it will not get fixed if people remain in the trance that the media has created by a very clever propaganda operation. I wrote a book that I published in 2005. Here is the book. It's on Amazon. I wish everybody would read this book. I wish I could give it to everybody for free if they actually would read the book. It exposes a story that was completely involving me. So I know this story from personal experience. I have court documents that back up every part of this book. Even though the stories are incredibly weird and screwy, and people think that it's fiction. A fiction writer couldn't even think this stuff up. That's how weird it is. The point I'm getting at is I can document everything with the court records. The first chapter in the book is about a hearing where the media reported a complete outright lie based upon the actual transcript of the media. I mean of the hearing. I'm just trying to break the ice. These are preliminary events, and the main event will come later, after I build credibility with the audience. I'm putting this on a blog that is sent out to 6,000 and 7,000 people almost daily. And consequently, I'm hoping that this is going to reach a large number of people who will read this book. I cannot explain the book in an 8-minute YouTube. You have to read the book. But I guarantee you, it will fascinate you. It is not boring, and it's definitely enlightening. So, that said, I want to focus back on Audrey McClendon, the chairman and CEO of Chesapeake Energy, because he's acting guilty. So, he's not guilty. There is no off-balance sheet account hiding billions of dollars in debt. It doesn't exist. Why then wouldn't the company refute this charge by the media, and not just refute it in the media, but refute it in a court of law, so that all the evidence can be put on the table in front of a jury, witnesses can be examined and cross-examined, so that the actual facts and truth come out, and that way the public will know that this is nothing but a witch hunt. Whatever the purpose for it is irrelevant. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to guess what it is. Nobody can, unless you're a mind reader, and nobody's that, can understand what's in the reporters and the editors' minds who are publishing this false story that began on April 18th and keeps coming out every day, almost like the Tiger Woods story came out every day from Thanksgiving until the Masters in April. Okay? That's December, January, February, March. 4 months and change on Tiger Woods and his girlfriends. Why does the media devote day in and day out coverage to Tiger Woods and his girlfriends? Right now they're devoting concentrated effort on same-sex marriage. I don't know about any of you, but I could care less who you marry, who anybody marries. I don't know you. I'm not going to be in your home. I'm not part of your family. It doesn't matter. I'm a libertarian, so I could care less who anybody marries. It's not. It shouldn't be a government issue in the first place, but it is, because the media makes it that way, so they can distract people into same-sex marriage nutso issues instead of real important issues like wiping out the MF Global accounts that John Corzine did, but the media covers that up. I watch this stuff on C-SPAN, on the hearings. I listen to the questions from the congressmen who know nothing, to the answers by the CME group and the CFTC and the bankruptcy trustee and John Corzine himself and his fellow colleagues who won't answer a question directly. What are they hiding? But I can tell you this, that there's no other suspect except John Corzine and maybe his colleagues, like the chief financial officer, Henry Steenkamp. What's he hiding? I mean, would I take a rap for John Corzine? I wouldn't, I guarantee you that. So I guess Henry Steenkamp must be involved in ripping off the money with John Corzine. Okay? But the fact that the media completely ignores this incredible story is what I want you to pay attention to. And thank you very much.